Good morning. So
Hello.
how are we today? So on this beautiful day, it's going to be an even better day tomorrow because you know what tomorrow is? Because we're recording this on Tuesday, as we normally do. Tomorrow is my birthday.
Do, do, do.
So anyway, so what we're talking about today, this week, is snacking because snack attacks do appear at all sorts of times, don't they? Don't they, Zoe?
Oh, yes.
We're going to have a real life demonstration from Zoe of her first try at a pickled egg because
We are.
eggs are full of protein and therefore keep you full for longer. Remember, foods that are protein rich break down a little bit more slowly in the body, therefore keeping you full for longer. And that's what we want. We want full tummies, don't we?
Absolutely. And pickled eggs got brought up in one of my groups because we were saying about how you always see the pickled eggs on the shelf in like chip shops and things like that. And, it was sort of a case of it sort of played on my mind a little bit like, do you know what? They could be such an easy thing to have in the cupboard. I don't have to boil any eggs and keep them in the fridge. They could be in there. So I did go and get some yesterday. And there they are.
How much were they, Zoe? Can you remember how much they were?
I think they were only £1 or something like that. I don't think there were anything, might have even been slightly less, to be honest.
I wonder if you could pickle your own.
Well, you can buy pickling vinegar, can't you? I assume it's the same.
I wonder how long it would. Well, you can do because my other half comes from Wiltshire, and down in Wiltshire they're a very common thing to have, and they would have them in pubs. I know we see them in fish and chip shops. So, but yeah, they would, and they were homemade pickled.
Well, I suppose because you can buy the pickling. I mean, this is in spicy vinegar.
Oh.
So there we go.
So you're going to try one at the end, Zoe?
Yeah, let's try it on the end, just in case I can't carry on.
Do you have a time of day, Zoe, when you find that you want to snack more than others?
Mine is when I get to mid-afternoon, I must admit, and then evening. So obviously we've had the children at home. I've not had the breakup of going out of the house to go and do the school run in the afternoon or things like that. So actually, I'm hoping that the afternoon is going to help because it was always evenings until this lockdown with the kids not being at school. So then it became afternoons as well, which is a bit of a nightmare because there was 2 times. And it is always sweet stuff with me. Always sweet stuff.
Right. So what would you put? So pre-Slimming World then, what would you go for?
Well, I'd have a packet of Maltesers, and it wouldn't be the small packs. It would be like the big sharing bags. Yeah. What else used to be a bit of a favourite of mine? Oh, mint Aero bars, but they'd be the big ones. Used to love having dairy milk with a cup of tea and dip the chocolate so it melted. All things like that.
I know. Those biscuits, those chocolate coloured biscuits, covered biscuits that you used to, when you dip those in tea as well, the chocolate melts to the top.
Yeah. Absolutely. And yeah, biscuit wise, actually talking about biscuits, it used to be Rich Tea biscuits, which I know are probably one of the better sort of choices, but it wouldn't be 1 or 2, Jane. That's the problem.
No.
It would be 1 pack because I'd have them in a cup of tea. I'd even dunk 2 at a time because my dad used to.
And then they talk to you, don't they? They talk to you because we put them in a cupboard. And then, sort of like at that time when you get a calling, and it's normally boredom, isn't it? It's not normally hunger, is it, really? No. And you're thinking, they're there, and so it tantalizes you. I think one of the things that I've learned really along the 12 years that I've been a member is really not to let food control me. And, because I sometimes think that I used to think that food has a power that dominated my life. And I think that, it's getting to grips with so much really sometimes. So what do you have now then? Obviously you're 5.5 stone lighter and, not far from target now. So what do you do now that's different?
Well, do you know what? There is so much more on the market, and it is a case of just finding something with a lower sin value. So, there are the Hershey chocolate bars that you can get that are around 10 and a half sins for the bar. They are quite a thin bar.
What are they called?
Hershey's. Have you never heard of Hershey's? Hershey's chocolate.
No.
They
Where
do.
did you get that from?
B&M, Home Bargains, those type of shops.
How do you spell it?
HERSHSEY, I think.
Wow.
Or
I'm
just EY at the end.
Obviously, I'm missing these things in my life, Zoe. Yeah.
But the thing is, it is 10 or 10 and a half sins. So to me, I have tried them, and because they do all different flavors. They do, what did they do? I had mint and cream the other day. They do cookies and cream. They do strawberries and cream. So there's lots of all different flavors that you can get. But I have to stop and ask myself, is it worth that 10 and a half sins? That's my big question to myself. And sometimes it is actually, yeah, it is. But then sometimes it's, no, there's so much more that are available that you can have for a lot less. I mean,
that's the benefit of the scanner, isn't it?
Isn't it just? Isn't it just? It really is. I mean, we've got, obviously the hi-fi bars that Slimming World sell, 3 sins each or 2 for a healthy extra, absolutely brilliant. You can get now, all sorts from the shops. And there seems to be more. There seems to be more that you can actually get these days. You've got like the Fibre One selection ones. Some of these are healthy extra Bs as well, which you can have.
What do you do with that chocolate one?
Well, this one, what I do is I pop it in the microwave and then get some fat-free natural yogurt, put some vanilla essence into it, and it makes like a lovely like cream. And with this being warm, it just goes together. It's like a really nice dessert. So that's quite nice. These are 4 sins each. So I do find that if I go for the sweet stuff, but really just look at the sin value and just question whether it's worth it. That's what I have to do. Curly Whirlies are a really good one as well.
They are. Sometimes, I if I want something like that, I have to buy it singly. Because again, sometimes it all depends. If my mood, because I would say mood and food go hand in hand, sometimes I can manage better than other times. So I think I'm always better buying something singularly rather than having them in packs of 6, which things come in, don't they? Like Freddo frogs. I mean, yes, it's a lot cheaper, but in the long run, if you really think about it, it's not that much cheaper at all, because it's not going to get you to your target. When you're at target, you're free. So do you know what I mean? So you really
actually
beating, it's the cost is, so I just think you just have to, we all as individuals have to do what we can manage. What else have you got down there? Have you got anything else on you?
So I've got Baby Bells.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I love to snack on Baby Bells because you can have 3 of the light ones for a healthy extra A, but I love it with apple. Chop an apple up and then just have a nibble of that, and then bit of apple, nibble of that, bit of apple. Just keeps me happy for a few minutes.
Yeah.
It's something to reach and keep snacking on as well. So, but a trick with the Curly Whirlies, I put mine in the freezer. My Curly Whirlies. So, you know, if I want something to really, really pick at, what I do is I get it out of the freezer, smash it up in the packet, open the packet, put it in a bowl, and then I've literally got little bits to sort of keep nibbling on.
Biting it whole could result in dentures.
Yes, maybe. Unless you like to suck the chocolate off.
Well,
then you can do that.
Last longer.
Absolutely. I know some of my members, like with the skinny whips and things like that, they put them in the fridge or the freezer because they are tougher to get through and take longer. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. But so with me being a sweet person, savoury stuff, when members ask me about savoury stuff, this is where I sort of struggle a little bit because I don't reach for those things. But I have found these which are lovely and great to have some cheese on, or even slice your baby bells on, put those on, or just with some tomatoes or something. They're really nice, and you can have 6 of those for your healthy extra B.
Which is brilliant, isn't it? Which I discovered today by.
I mean, that's about that many.
I know, because they're a very, because they're what I've been snacking on. So, but not those in particular. I'm going out on the hunt for those. But I have these that are thin and a half. So these are thin and a half each. These ones, and on them I put extra light. You know, you Laughing Cow extra light. So I have one of those on there, and I find that makes a very satisfying snack. So, because I've been leaning more towards a savoury rather than a sweet, and I've been, you know, because obviously, you know, I did have predisposed diabetes, so it's something that is always there in the back of my mind that I don't want type 2 diabetes. So I'm always really quite careful. So I have those, and I love that you can tell how much I love them because I'm way down these, the Marmite rice cakes. So they're really nice too, because I love Marmite. You either love it or you hate it, don't you? So
absolutely.
And I have those with the Laughing Cow extra light triangle. It really does hit spot for me. I also love these. These are my favourite. They are sweet ones. Baby pickled onions, because I really love those. And I find that if you have like a sugar craving, that these will actually really help take that away. Pickled onions, so they're really good. So sweet wise, my members introduced me, I don't know how to say this, but these are my favourites. So they are they're a quark. So they're a cross between a quark and a yogurt. They're called guave, and it begins with a K. And these are the vanilla ones, and you can get various flavours, and they're so thick. They're just so thick and rich, and I love them. So and I have those with some fruit, which really, which I do really love. Oranges are nice at the moment as well. So I love those too. So I just, because obviously in the books it says, make speed food your first point of call, doesn't it? But there are times that doesn't hit the spot, does it?
No, I'm sorry, sometimes it's just not carrot sticks or cucumber sticks or, even fruit that I want. It is that chocolatey taste.
Those hot chocolate options are good, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really good, aren't they? Really good. At 2 cents each, absolutely brilliant. And you can put those in quark as well, can't you? And so to make a really sickly, sweet, filling, sort of treat, have those. I used to do the chocolate orange options and then break some orange pieces up and mix those in to it as well. So you're adding a bit of speed in there with it.
I like the white chocolate ones, the white chocolate options.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm having a little break from chocolate because I've given that up for Lent.
Oh.
So, but however, I'm not telling myself I can't have it, because that doesn't work for me at all. And if I have to break that, then so be it. I'd sooner break it and have one chocolate bar than think that, but at the moment I'm doing quite well with that. I'm doing all right. And I find that because I'm having a savoury snack, I'm finding I'm getting more satisfaction actually, Zoe, from that than I am from anything else. So, which is, we're all different, aren't we? We all find different things um, to help us, which
Yeah.
is what we
And
do.
you know what? There is so many ideas. I mean, on Lifeline Online, you've got different snack ideas and the features. You can search for those to have a look. But you know what? Also, in the Be Delighted with your first 6 weeks, there's a whole 2 pages, page 22 and 23, with all different snack ideas. You
Yeah.
know, we have got them there to help us. So there's things like, make mini kebabs. So with cherry tomatoes, cooked lean turkey, cubes of cucumber, inches of celery, squares of pepper and basil leaves even. Make them into kebabs, that's a nice one. Obviously, there's the crustless quiche. That's quite good to nibble on, isn't it?
Again, I go through a Christmas quiche quite a lot. Because again, it's egg, isn't it? And it keeps keeps you full for longer.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've even got, in this book, you've got the recipe for the crustless quiche as well. So, but you can add anything into it, can't you, really?
Yeah, and you don't, and really with the recipes, you don't have to put anything in if you don't like it. You can swap it for something else similar.
Yeah.
Which is that makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. So we do have these things to our hands as members, don't we, where we can get these different ideas. And I think we need to sometimes utilise what we do have as the support package even more, because the books that we have are amazing, aren't they, in the member packs? And, and then you've got Lifeline Online, and there are thousands of features on there. There really, really is.
Yes, and I also think that where I get my ideas from, and I'm sure that you do as well, Zoe, is in group.
Do you know what? Just because I'm a consultant, I sort of, sit there sometimes and think, I'm going to try that. That's a good idea. I did it a few weeks ago. Somebody suggested getting the mini baby bells and, sort of beat an egg, put them in that, and then put them in with crushed crisps. So I didn't have any crisps, but I did it with twiglets. So I weighed the twiglets out and, did exactly the same. So basically you were making like a breadcrumb for the, the cheese. And then, just, to either you could fry them or bake them until they're nice and squidgy. They were lovely. They really, really were. And I'd never even thought about doing anything like that, just to add a bit of extra taste.
It is. And so that's really why it's so important, isn't it, to come to the groups and to, and get all those fantastic ideas that we all have, that we're all learning all the time.
Yeah.
So, so next week we're going to be talking about going back to basics, aren't we? So again, it's a little bit touching on the emotional. If we find that we're slipping in the wrong direction, how we can turn it round, and just move forward with it. So
yeah. And sometimes, I mean, I know myself, I've had to go back to basics. I mean, just purely because, do you know what? There are things that I think, oh yeah, they're such and such. And then, when you check it, you're like, oh, no, I'm wrong.
Well, things change all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why we need to be, because manufacturers change the ingredients.
Yeah.
And so, and so really, I mean, one of the great things is that, Slimming World are on the ball, constantly looking at products, constantly, making sure that they are, that they haven't changed that. And when they do, that's when we have notification that a food has changed, and sometimes it can be a bit frustrating and we can't, but the reason why is because the ingredients are different.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, how many things did we find out that have turned into healthy extras? And you're like, oh, could have saved sins, could have worked them into the plan like that.
Well, I've learned today that I'm going to go and get some of those rice cakes because
I
it's
know.
so healthy. I can't wait. And that's excited me.
Brilliant.
So,
Brilliant.
I know it's all these things, isn't it? So, has that moment come? Are we going to have this pickled egg? Tasting Zoe tastes the pickled egg for the very first time.
See, you like these, don't you, Jane? See,
Yeah.
I love pickled onions and baby beetroot.
Yeah.
Oh, they're a good snack one as well for some speed food.
But I
So-
love eggs anyway. I love eggs.
Yes. So, a bit smelly. So yeah, I do like vinegar. I used to, as a child.
I love vinegar as well. I love balsamic vinegar on and just plain vinegar, obviously, because again we do have to be careful. That it's not something with anything added to it. I love it on my salads.
Yeah.
And I love it on a bit. I love balsamic vinegar on strawberries. A little bit on the top is beautiful.
Yeah. Right, guys, I'm going in. Well, it's just got a vinegary taste.
That's right. What did you expect? It's pickled in vinegar.
No, I don't actually know. But that I could actually cope with. And actually, you know, to have like a picking plate and have some pickled eggs, some pickled onions, some beetroot, some gherkins as well.
Red cabbage. Oh, the gherkins are wonderful as well. I love the gherkins. I love the little mini cucumbers, and they're sliced in slices. I eat those.
Yeah.
I eat those out of the jar. I just
Hey,
pick
it's
them out of
good.
the jar.
No,
Yeah, good.
actually, don't know why it
Packed
took me
with
so
protein.
long.
Well, there you go. You have made a discovery that you can add to your to your list.
Certainly
of
can.
Foods that you want and snack on.
Brilliant. No, I'm going to finish this. So
lovely. Well, we'll leave you to finish your egg, and we'll see you all next week. So take care and have a great weekend. Bye for now.
all right.
Bye.
Bye.